I waited a couple of days since the fight has officially been announced to make this video, right? Because, people have been asking me to do a breakdown of this fight or give my thoughts on the fight or whatever. And I already pretty much did that. I already made a couple videos, okay? I made a video explaining my issues with Floyd Mayweather and the whole Keith Thurman arrow spins thing. I thought he was using arrow spins. I thought it was a joke that he was entertaining a fight with Andre Berto and Kareem Mayfield. Okay, I read your comments. I was gonna make a response video to that, but I said, you know what? Let me wait. Because I want to see if he actually fights Andre Berto. All right, and once I knew that these guys had history and they was bringing up the whole thing with Miss Jackson and Nelly and Berto saying that, Floyd got guys calling his phone and everything. I said, look, they're already selling the fight. They're selling the fight and you guys don't even know it yet. They are selling this fight and you guys don't even know it. The fight has been signed already. And you guys sitting here thinking Floyd's just trolling. I see you guys' comments. I seen you guys' comments or whatever. Now the fight is official. Now what? And it's on pay-per-view. He's making people pay to watch this fight. It's ridiculous how people will I'm a diehard Floyd Mayweather fan, yet I find it funny how people can actually sit there and defend this fight like it's a good fight. Oh, it's a good scrap. This is a good fight. You guys have zero integrity. Like, what are people afraid of? Like, why are people so afraid to admit that this fight is garbage? What breakdown you want me to give you? The different ways Floyd is going to win the fight? What breakdown can I give you? Berto has nothing but a puncher's chance of winning this fight. And I can't even say he has a puncher's chance. He couldn't even stop Steve Upshur Chambers. He couldn't even stop that guy. How would he stop Floyd? Who has Floyd fought that didn't have a puncher's chance? Everybody he fought had a puncher's chance. That's it. But no, that's not it. Berto has nothing else but a puncher's chance. If some freak accident happened and Berto was to land a big right hand and hurt and knock out Floyd Mayweather, because that's a freak accident. Like, no one thinks Berto's going to actually win this fight. There is zero advantage Berto has against Floyd Mayweather. I can't even give a strategy for Andre Berto, because from what I see in the ring, old Berto or new Berto, he has nothing to challenge Floyd with. He has nothing. He has nothing, man. It's crazy. And people are actually trying to sit up here and defend this fight. And it's pay-per-view. It's pay-per-view. Come on, man. I just don't understand, man. And I want to respond to some of your comments that, you guys been leaving up here. When I made that video, people were saying, well, Cotto fought Gill at a catchweight. Canelo fought Kirkland. Manny Pacquiao fought Chris Algieri. All of those fights are better than this fight. I don't care what nobody says. Alright, Cotto fighting a guy at 160. A guy that is clearly bigger than him. I know it was at a catchweight. I know the guy just got knocked out by Gill. But it was a bad fight. But Cotto is not Floyd Mayweather. He's not Floyd Mayweather. As good as of a fighter he is, as legendary, he's a future Hall of Famer, he is not Floyd Mayweather. Okay? Floyd Mayweather beat him pretty clearly. Alright, same thing with Canelo and Kirkland. People on here thought Kirkland was going to win that fight. I'm never going to see anyone say Berto's going to win this fight. I've seen people say Gil might give Cotto problems. I've seen people say Kirkland might stop Canelo because he's too much, you know, especially in the later rounds. I hear most people say that. Pacquiao against Algieri, some of the channels you respect that I respect too, is saying that Algieri and his movement and his slickness might be a problem for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, it's over now. Pacquiao knocked him down 6 times, but I'm saying before that fight, people thought Algieri could have gave Manny Pacquiao problems. I'm not hearing anyone say that about Berto. Come on, man. Like, you guys, I don't understand you, you know? Like, this is Floyd's farewell fight. This is his last fight. Well, what if it's not his last fight? That's another way of marketing this fight too, by the way. Other than the fact that it's personal, or they claim it's personal, because I honestly didn't really know they had issues with each other until this fight. That's a ploy to market this fight, okay? Another ploy is this is Floyd's last fight. This is the last time you're gonna see Floyd Mayweather fight. You know, he already threw a Pacquiao rematch out there for next year until he shut that down because of all the arm injury stuff. But how are any of you so sure that this is Floyd Mayweather's fight? We heard the rumors of him signing a 3-fight deal again. And how do you know this is his last fight? They're marketing it as his last fight. I know it's his last fight on his Showtime contract, but how do we know that this is his last fight? We don't know that unless he actually retires and never comes back. That's the only way we know. Even Michael Jordan came back to the Wizards. You know, how do you know this guy is going to retire? Oh, well, Floyd ain't fighting neither one of those guys. He's trolling. He's not fighting Berto. Yeah, I read a lot of those comments too. He's trolling. Why are you taking him so serious, Wave? Why are you taking him so serious? He's trolling. I respect your channel, but you taking this too far. Well, the fight is official. It's signed. Now what? See, I make videos. My videos are up to the public. They're not going nowhere. You guys leave your comments, say something ridiculous, and we're never going to see you again. I don't know who you are. The fight is signed now. Now what? Now what? The fight is signed. It's here. Now what? Oh, I was trolling, right? When I said, you know what? I thought he was joking too. I thought he was joking when he said, I don't know, maybe I'll fight a Kareem Mayfield or Andre Bird, because I know where it's coming from. It's coming from the fact that whenever he gets a fight, he takes tough fights and he doesn't get credit for it. He didn't get credit for fighting Pacquiao. He didn't get credit for fighting Canelo. He doesn't get credit. He doesn't. A lot of people don't give him credit. If he was to beat Gennady Golovkin at 154, you know what people say? Oh, Golovkin was weight drained. He was drained. If he fights Thurman, oh, well, Thurman didn't fight no one. You know? He's never going to get the credit. He's never going to get it. So I understand where that's coming from. But once a guy said it more than once, I'm like, wait. Floyd ain't playing. Floyd's putting it out there to see the reaction. And once he started getting people to agree with him, like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe he deserves an easy fight. I mean, even though I paid $75 to watch him in HD, I would pay because we got to give back to Floyd, you know? We got to give back to him. He's done so much for us. You know what? Let's pay for him to fight an easy fight. I mean, the guy is worth $400 million, right? He's worth $400 million. He's undefeated. He's TBE, self-proclaimed TBE. But you know what? Let's give back to Floyd. Oh, the fight is going to be free. It's on CBS. Well, you know what? When it was free, I didn't really have... I was neutral with it. Because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Andre Berto has zero chance of beating him, but at least it's on free television. We don't have to pay for it. That's not a fight worth paying for. You know, but... we can't even defend him for that now. Because it's on pay-per-view. Like, you know, like... you guys forget that you guys are not worth $400 million, or you're not getting a minimum of $30 million per fight. He's getting at least 30 million to fight Andre Berto. That's up front. That doesn't include the pay-per-view revenues and all that. So you guys are willing to spend, and I know most of you don't got the money to spend for that. You don't, but you're willing to pay just because it's Floyd. Cool, do whatever you want with your money. But you guys are making excuses. I've never heard any of you said in recent memory, oh, the Berto fight, I want to see him fight Berto. But now you're defending it? Like, what's wrong with y'all? This is crazy. This is crazy. You guys forget that you're paying your hard-working money, your hard-earned money, $75. When you see better fights all year round, better cards too, all year round, all right, for free. You get in this fight, and it doesn't even have a good undercard like that. There's better cards out there. Golovkin Lemieux is a better card than this. You might be getting, if you get Stavern and Luis Ortiz, and you get Roman Gonzalez fighting on that undercard, I say that undercard is better than this undercard. And we get better cards like that throughout the year that are free. We get better fights. So, why exactly are you paying? You know? Why exactly are you paying? He deserves an easy fight? Like, you know? Like, what does that mean? You know, I don't get it. He fights twice a year and get 30 million per fight. He should be fighting somebody good. Stop comparing him to Chavez Sr. Oh, Chavez Sr. fought a bunch of bums. I know he did. Chavez Sr. was like 80-0 still, and he was still fighting guys with like 20 losses. I understand that, but Chavez Sr., first of all, was at a different time. Second of all, it wasn't for pay-per-view, okay? It was at a different time. Chavez Sr. was fighting much more than Floyd Mayweather, not twice a year, okay? So he threw some bubs in there to stay busy. You can't compare. Stop comparing. Who cares what other great fighters fought? I don't care who Muhammad Ali fought after he beat George Foreman. Who cares? Who cares? That's not a different time. Are you paying $75 to watch watch Ali fight bums or Chavez Sr. fight bums? No, you're not. Are they getting 30 million per fight? No, they are not. They are not getting that. Stop making excuses. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. You could still watch Floyd Mayweather and like Floyd Mayweather and not make excuses for everything he do. Like, it makes no sense. You could still like the guy. You could still think he's the best fighter of all time. But don't make excuses for anything you do. You might as well tattoo Floyd Mayweather's face on your face. Like, you might as well. If you could defend the guy, everything that he does. The fight is garbage. It's whack. It's whack. A friend of mine got a nerve to hit me up saying, yo, I mean, he bought his flight in his room already before he even announced the fight. Because he's just like, whoever Floyd's fighting, I'm out there. And that's cool. You know, that's good. That's what he does. You know? But you must live in a different tax bracket. I'm living all right. I'm living pretty good, but I'm not going to be throwing away my money on fights. Like, paying the flight, the room, and to buy the fight ticket for a garbage fight. That's like throwing away money. Like, you got to have some real money to want to go to these fights. Because it's a terrible fight. You know, it's garbage, you know. But if you have the money like that, go ahead and do it. Go. If it's nothing to you like that, go ahead and knock yourself out. Oh, black fighters. Oh, give a black fighter a chance. I'm glad a black fighter got this fight. There's plenty of black fighters that deserve the shot more than Andre Berto. Come on, man. We know. Black fighters who? Porter. We got Thurman. We got Brooke. We got Lara. We got Andre. All those guys deserve a shot better than Floyd. All of those guys are better matchups. Errol Spence is a better matchup. Errol Spence is a better matchup than Andre Berto. You damn right it is. Errol Spence ain't fight nobody. But guess what? I would take Errol Spence. I think Errol Spence would beat the living hell out of Andre Berto if they were to fight right now. It's not like debatable like Keith Thurman. No, I think Errol Spence will beat the living hell out of Andre Berto. Errol Spence, there's a better matchup than that because we at least know that Errol Spence gave Floyd hell in sparring. You know? At least we know that. That's been confirmed. What Andre Berto do? Andre Berto is not even a good sparring partner for Floyd Mayweather. Let me not keep going with this, man. I'm gonna talk about the fight. I know this is gonna get a lot of dislikes. It's gonna get y'all fired up. Y'all gonna leave some comments in my thing, you know, because I'm trying to answer all the questions, you know, that you guys been saying to me, what people are saying on YouTube and all that. Listen, all right. Andre Berto's best chance of really winning this fight is landing a big right hand. Or that short uppercut he used to, you know, throw. He catch Floyd with that. I really don't see him winning any other way, you know, because the thing about what y'all say about Floyd, you always say that he don't really fight any black slick fighters, but Andre Berto's not a slick fighter, okay? He's not. It's pretty easy to hit, but he's pretty limited in my opinion. I mean, Prime Berto was good, and if you go back to 2007, 2008 Berto, you go back and watch his fights today, and he was looking good, but look at the people he was fighting. You know, when he stepped it up, he didn't look so good. But even when you watch him fighting the bums that he was fighting, or the average fighters he was fighting, I mean, he looks good, but you wouldn't think he had the skills to beat Floyd, you know? I mean, I was a big fan of him back then, and you know, I was in my younger 20s, like, you know, when he first came out, like, you know, I was a lot younger, so, you know, I was a fan of him. You know, he's pretty explosive, he had quick hand speed, but he doesn't fight that way no more, you know? He was losing every round to Josecito Lopez before he stopped him, and I thought the stoppage was premature. He lost every round to Josecito Lopez, man. Josecito Lopez was beating him when the fight was in the center of the ring. It's just that Josecito Lopez punch resistance is bad. Every time Berto landed a shot, his face was getting bruised up. But Berto barely landed anything clean. You know, he didn't land many power shots on Lopez up until that point. But the few that he did, it really hurt Lopez. But Lopez was out-oxing him, out-manhandling Andre Berto. Josecito Lopez, bro. Come on. He was outboxing Berto. Let's be real. The fight was in the center of the ring. You say Floyd don't fight slick fighters. Well, what slick fighters have Andre Berto for? How can this be a good matchup? What slick fighters have Andre Berto for? Steve Forbes? Go watch that fight. Steve Forbes was schooling Berto at some points. Steve Forbes don't even hit. We say Floyd is a feather-fisted fighter. Steve Forbes. Floyd hits a lot harder than Steve Forbes. I'm sorry. Floyd hits harder than him. And Floyd is levels beyond when it comes to skill and technique. He's levels beyond Steve Forbes. And Steve Forbes was giving Berto a good fight. Go back and watch that fight. I remember watching that fight. Go watch that fight. If you're going to watch a fight, go watch that fight. And if you watch that fight, you're going to notice the change in Berto's and the athleticism in Berto from that point to now. You go watch the Steve Forbes fight, come back and watch the Josecito Lopez fight. Berto don't fight anywhere near the same, on the same level. He's nowhere near as explosive as he was. So the matchup is a garbage matchup. I don't care if Berto was a two-time champ. It doesn't matter. Everybody's a two-time champion today. It takes nothing to hold the title. You know, if you're not the champ, if you're not the lineal champ, it really doesn't matter. Everybody collects titles nowadays. That's the part of the sport today. Everybody got a title. I'm talking about as recent. What has Berto looked impressive to you in order to sit here and defend this fight? To think that Berto has a shot. When has Berto really looked impressive? Floyd is going to dance circles around this guy all fight. Easy. Landing everything he throws. I think his punching percentage is going to be at an all-time high. As far as a matchup is concerned, I think this is the biggest mixed match since Baldomir. Because even though Baldomir was coming off a couple big wins at that time, still, from a technical standpoint, as far as skill, I thought Floyd was levels beyond Baldomir. Floyd hasn't had an easy fight in a long time. And this is truly indeed an easy fight. But it shouldn't be pay-per-view. It definitely shouldn't be pay-per-view. There's no way you could defend this fight. Especially if this guy comes back to fight again, which he will. He'll come back and fight. This ain't the last of Floyd Mayweather. He's not going out right now. Because something is going to be offered. They're going to offer him something better next year and he's going to take the fight. You guys ain't sure that he's going to retire. They're just marketing it. That's using it as a marketing tool. Yeah, Algieri versus Pacquiao was better because Algieri was undefeated and people thought he was going to win that fight or give Pacquiao trouble. He didn't, but it doesn't matter. The matchup was a better matchup than this. And even if you don't agree with me, alright, okay, but they're both bad fights. It doesn't take away from the fight that this fight is garbage. The fight is garbage. It's garbage. And it's on pay-per-view. It's crazy, man. I don't know, man, but I don't know what else to say. I think I cleared pretty everything up. I think Floyd's going to dominate Berto. I think, I don't know if he's going to be able to stop him. I think the only three options here is Floyd's going to dominate him for 12 rounds. The ref is going to stop the fight, you know, because Berto usually gets a lot of swelling on his face. Or even Berto's corner might throw in the towel, you know, because the performance is going to be so dominant. And Virgil Hunter is not going to be having Berto just getting beat up for 12 rounds, you know. I could picture Virgil Hunter throwing the towel in, you know. He's just going to get beat up. You know, who doesn't have a puncher's chance against Floyd? Everybody Floyd fought had power. You know, who doesn't have a puncher's chance? What makes Berto any different, though? Alright, man, I'm done with my rant, man. I didn't even mean to rant, but, you know, it's just like too much. It's ridiculous, man. I can't believe it's on pay-per-view. I think the pay-per-view part really bothers me. But let me know what you guys think. And make sure you dislike this video because I know they're coming. Alright, peace.